Peace, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your Foul Player. Back on my old block, 456. Wanted to go into a small story that I had. And it's actually regarding the first time I saw somebody die. My block is empty now. A lot of people don't chill here like that no more either, but whatever. Because of COVID, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, this is my my stoop right here, where I used to chill. That was my seat right here. Boop. I used to sit. This what this handrail was in. But anyways, this is not where the killing took place. But I want to start the story where the story started for me, which was on this roof right here. I was actually on probably in between these two roofs. Like that line you see right there is one roof. I mean, two roofs, one on that side, one on that, two different buildings. But I was probably up here somewhere on that roof with somebody else whose name I won't mention now. I don't want to put them in any crap. Actually, look, you can still see like your boy put his name up there. Audie, that's me. But anyways, I was on that roof, and back in the day there was a gang in it was in old New York actually. It was called the Nietas, Netas. They still have them, but back in I want to say, I don't know exactly what year, but I was going into high school. It was the summer before I went to high school, basically. So I'm chilling on that roof, and that gang, they weren't like from this block like that, but they had two dudes, a couple dudes that were in the gang. Like one of them, which was from my block too. He actually lived on the corner over there, and he was the one that actually perished, like in that building over there. But anyhow, I was chilling on that roof again, right there, and there was a at that time, that gang, the Nietas, they used to be enough like where they could fill this whole baseball court. This used to be a baseball field. It's like a soccer field now. But they would be able to make a whole cipher around this whole baseball field. I'll actually bring you over there so I could show you. But they would have enough manpower to go in a humongous circle in this baseball field right here. I'll show you right now. But yeah, they redid this recently. This used to be like pavement, like for like a softball field. So anyhow, they would meet up in this park a lot of times, but they weren't from this street, like from my street necessarily, from 45th Street and 6th Avenue. A lot of them used to come from 49th Street and 6th Avenue, which would be way down there, like 4 blocks over. So, but I guess when they would come from that direction, going towards this park, like for their meetings, like they would meet up with a couple of the dudes that were from my block that were down with that gang, and or association, because they call themselves an association, that gang, Nietas. But before they would come to the meetings in the park, they would chill on the corner over there. And I just moved to that block, at this point. I probably was living here for like 2 years maybe, or a year maybe. And plus I had a summer where I went away because I was misbehaving, and before high school. So my mom sent me away to Florida, and that was the summer where this went down. But when I moved to this block, the kid Eddie that perished in the incident I'm about to tell you, he was one of the first ones that was like cool with my brothers, myself. So rest in peace to him. And it's a shame that they don't even have like a little memorial for him or anything. But anyhow, going back to the story, I was chilling on this roof. It was probably like August maybe, and I'm gonna say like 94, 95. And me and homeboy were chilling on the roof. Actually, I'll just put it out there. It's my brother I was chilling with. But I just didn't want to get him in no shit, but who cares? So we're just hanging out, and some dude that's not part of that gang, but like that a lot of people, like I guess, respected, he pulled up with his car like where that utility vehicle is, which is this one right here. He had like a piece of shit car, and he double parked it right there. So anyhow, out of nowhere, three Mexican cats started fighting with each other right there in the middle of the street, like where that utility vehicle would be, but like out in the street over here more. But they were near the guy's car, like the double parked car. So the dude whose car was, he's an imposing cat, like a big dude. So he popped out. I'll see you. I'll go over there. He popped out, and he was like, "Yo, get," basically something along the lines of, why the fuck are you near my car? So the dudes that were fighting, which is right here, didn't understand them, and I'm right up here watching the whole thing. So out of nowhere, all these dudes that were waiting to go to that gang meeting, which were probably like over there, it was probably like 40 cats maybe. They were kind of cool with the big imposing dude. So they surrounded the three Mexican cats. Look, it's right here. His car was probably like more out over here, like in the street. This whole thing was filled up with dudes surrounding the Mexican cats. So, like the Mexican cats, they didn't know what homeboy was saying. Like they didn't know what like Duke was saying, like, "Yo, get away from the car." So they didn't understand him. They were like stunned that all these dudes were like around them, like Puerto Rican cats, when it was like a Mexican on Mexican beef at first. So out of nowhere, the big dude whose car it was smacks the shit out of one of these dudes. So they just like stay stunned looking at each other. Then they break out. They ran this way. Mind you, I was on the roof that whole time. Like, so a lot of what happened in here, I ain't know. But the dude who's one thing I do remember though, the dude who perished, his sister, I forgot her name, but she was like between like a 1 and 10. She was probably like a 12. But she was chilling right here. And I guess she knew that like her brother's gang was like fighting, but since there was so many, I guess she ain't expect nothing bad. But anyways, they ended up chasing these Mexican cats this way. I'll show you right now. And it wasn't on some gang shit either, because like as far as the Mexican cats go, there's a lot of Mexican gangs out here. In fact, like Mexican gangs are probably the biggest force out here now. But maybe. But what do you call it? Oh, like it wasn't no like nietas against a Mexican gang, if you will. It was just somebody go out of hand and put himself in somebody else's business because he had a lot of dudes with him, probably. Or he knew a lot of dudes would come rescue him and like not let it get out of hand, but it ended up getting out of hand. But anyhow, look, you can see these Mexican dudes right here now. But they ended up running this way. And a lot of these benches weren't here. There was actually like some small benches with checkerboards. The checkerboards are still here actually. Yeah, you could actually see like where these dudes are sitting. There's like some checkerboards, but it must have happened like right here somewhere. I ended up coming down because I heard like people screaming and all this shit. Because look, I'm right there on that roof. I heard motherfuckers screaming all this shit. So I comes down with my brother, and I see homeboy Eddie laid out like right here. He got stabbed in the in his gut somewhere, but I remember like the amount of blood like pouring out and all this shit. And I remember his hair like kind of like turning white. He got like super pale. But I'm thinking in my head, like, honestly, like, I'm pretty optimistic with stuff like that, or I try to be optimistic. But something about that, like the way he looked petrified. Like he looked like his eyes couldn't even see like right out in front of him, even though they were open. But that look like haunted me. I remember my mom was crying and all this shit because the kid, remember him. I used to, even though I didn't live on this block, I didn't grow up on this block. I grew up on this block, but I didn't live on this block. It's 2 years or a year before that time. But I used to come to this block all the time. I used to, before I even moved here, my babysitter and my little brother's godmother, rest in peace, was from that block. So I remember Eddie, the kid who died, and Will, all the dudes that used to chill from this block that I ended up becoming cool with even before I moved to this block. But it sucked when he died because he was like the nicest one out of everybody, like to my family and me. I'm not recording more over there because these Mexican cats there, and I don't want to, like, they're probably like doing some illicit shit. But actually, let me show you a view from my neighborhood. Look how beautiful this view is over here, like in Sunset Park, BKNY, USA. It's gorgeous. You see the Freedom Tower, like where the World Trade used to be. If you look down there, you can see the Empire State Building down there somewhere. That's Times Square over there. But you can see the whole New York skyline. You can see New Jersey from here too. But it has an awesome view of like the Hudson Bay, which is all that there. But that was it. I mean, like, as far as the story goes, and right before I moved here, I remember I could probably show you on the other side, but they had stabbed somebody else. But since I moved to this, when during the time I lived on this block, but I don't know, it's because we were so close to the park, but I had seen like at least 5 people die because of stab wounds. Oh, and that's another thing too, which I think resulted in my friend ultimate demise, is because the ambulance took a long ass time to get in, and since there was such a huge crowd, like they really couldn't address his situation. So yeah, it was terrible. But the other cat that got murked before I moved here was over here somewhere. Yeah, it's right here on this tree. This is right before I moved here. And mind you, like right before I moved here, I still used to come to this park heavy. Yeah, it was right here. Because I lived on the other edge of this park. Like, you know, I lived like, even though I moved to this block afterwards, when I was a preteen, essentially. But I lived like maybe 3 blocks away, on 40th and 8th, or 4 blocks away, or whatever, like close to here, 5-minute walk, if that. But yeah, I'm a Sunset cat through and through as far as my my background or rep goes. But that was the first time your boy ever seen somebody pass like in front of him. And I seen when I was a kid. Well, I got another story about that. I don't know if that kid perished, but so I always technically this is like the first time the unfortunate demise of a young cat here. Another time though, I seen another cat get stabbed right here, and he died too. Mexican cat. The Mexican cats, they do love their knives. But that's it. Let me end the video. I think I got 30 seconds as far as recording capability goes. Hopefully this shit came out right. I wish I could see some of the assholes here now, as far as people chilling on the block. But I'll just close it out with lovely 456. Looks like shit. Look how shitty. That used to be my piss spot right there. A serving spot. That's it. With that, I'm out.